Countdown to week 1 of the NFL season is on. 2 years after playing in London, the Packers will play a second game outside of the U.S. The NFL announced yesterday that Green Bay will be the Eagles' opponent for the first ever game in South America. It's taking place in Brazil, September 6th, one night after the traditional season opener. Now, about the matchup itself, it features two of the NFC's top quarterbacks in Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. Last season, Hurts had the edge in wins, but Love threw for more touchdowns, yards, and had fewer picks, and went deeper in the postseason. We have Kimberly Martin.
Hello, hello.
Joining us, matching the vibe of everybody on set.
And the nails, yes.
Yes, of course. Kmart, I'm going to start with you. Would you rather have Love or Hurts this season?
This was tough for me because y'all know I love Jalen Hurts, but I actually would rather have Jordan Love. And it's not because I'm down on Jalen Hurts. I just think based on you start with me already with the thing?
No, I just said you love Jalen Hurts, but you're choosing Jordan Love.
Yes, because this isn't
you
about
love him too doggone much.
It's not because I'm down on Jalen, but I think we already know what the Packers are. They are a young, ascending team. They are a team with a very young roster and a quarterback who came into last season having to fill the shoes of a future Hall of Famer and having to answer the question of whether he can be the guy. Forget about being Aaron Rodgers. Can you just be the guy right now? And Jordan Love, as Christine, you pointed out, he had more touchdowns than Jalen Hurts. He had more yards than Jalen Hurts. And he went further in the playoffs, right?
Ooh,
so this season, when I look at the teams, I have a lot of questions about the Eagles.
That was some good stuff there, Kmart.
Goodbye, I'm done with you. We gonna say you sing because that chair.
Turn the chair.
Because that chair. That chair.
Equation there.
Okay.
That was some good stuff. Now, Jordan Love had a phenomenal season. Led his team to the playoffs, went into Dallas, boat raced the Dallas Cowboys. But we aren't too far removed from a guy named Jalen Hurts being a massive MVP candidate of the National Football League. And when I look at what they have coming back, two #1 wide receivers, because you have to factor that into the equation, right, on who you're choosing, who's around them, a very solid offensive line. They just signed Saquon Barkley at the running back position. I believe Jalen Hurts, in the way that he approaches the game, he's not satisfied with the way he played last season. So I think he's going to step up even more this season in 2024 and be very dynamic, so much so in the manner that we've seen him in 2022. I really do believe that.
I wonder if 2 years ago was the peak. And if that was the peak, maybe we can work our way back up. Not saying we can't get back up there, but we're talking about buying a candidate going into this season. Jordan Love's got a whole lot of ceiling.
It seems very simple, Joe, doesn't it?
Whole lot of ceiling, yeah. When Harry Douglas lays out, it's very... The thing about that, when I look back at that season, there's two things that come to mind with the Eagles. Number one, it was one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. When they finally ran into true opposition, second half of that Kansas City game, it was a disaster for them. Even the playoffs were set up nicely. They got the Giants in the opening round, and then they got a banged-up Niner squad at home in the NFC Championship. They came back the next year. There was very little resilience last year. That's alarming. He's supposed to be one of the leaders of the team. He's paid to be one of the leaders of the team. And as everything was spiraling at the end of the season, where was he? Where were all the leaders to try to pick them out of that? They have an opportunity to turn things around as a team. But individually, Jordan Love last year in his first year on the job was top 10 in quarterback rating, went on the road to Dallas and had an incredible playoff game. Like, we crushed Prescott for not winning in the playoffs. We crushed all these different quarterbacks because they don't get it done in the postseason. His first shot at that, he rolled in the Big D and he smoked the Cowboys. They played pretty well against the Niners the following week.
And you know what's interesting? Because Harry did talk about all the things that the Eagles are bringing back. But he didn't mention all the things that they lost, which is really funny, considering that their center retired, right?
First take. I'm not going to kill myself.
Also, the fact that they will have two new coordinators for the second straight year, right? Okay, so I think again, when you talk about the questions of who are the Eagles. Why I'm high on Jalen Hurts is because I don't think that peak, that Super Bowl year, is an aberration. I think he can get back there. But when you head into this season with so many questions to answer, it's not just the quarterback, it's the entire team. And literally, 2 months of them free-falling, and no one had answers. And whereas you saw the Packers completely go like this.
So let me ask you a question when it comes to the entire team. I'm just going to focus on the offensive side of the ball, right? When it comes to the Green Bay Packers and also the Philadelphia Eagles, when you look at offensive line, who are you taking, offensive line-wise? Joe, you go first.
Edge to Philadelphia.
Okay, Eagles. Kmart, you go second. Eagles. I know the answer. When you look at wide receiving core, Joe, who are you taking?
These questions feel a bit
Joe, just
loaded,
answer the
if I
question,
may
Joe.
say.
The jury just wants to hear the question.
Loaded.
The answer.
Eagle wide receiving
Eagle
core
wide receiving
more
core.
proven. Yes, what you're leaving out of where this is going is the fact that Green Bay is one of the youngest, was the youngest offense in the NFL last year.
Yes.
There's room for growth there.
Yes, and they will be, in my opinion, the best wide receiver group, I think, in another year or two.
Okay.
I am high on their wide receiver group.
But as of right
when
now,
you
to
have
answer
two
Harry
number
Douglas'
ones,
question,
it's
You
going to
would
be the
say the
Philadelphia Eagles. Now, Kmart, wide receivers, who are you taking?
You know, I love me some Devontae Smith and obviously A.J. Brown, so I will take those two wide receivers.
Man, we're going good. We're moving here.
We
Let's go to
moving
tight
along.
end position.
this is really looking good for you.
So for the tight end position, Joe, where are you going?
Right now, it's a slight edge to Philadelphia as well, but we're all doing this based on...
We don't need to soliloquy, Joe. Just answer the question. Tight end position, what's the team you're going with?
Your Honor,
Kmart,
so
where are you going with this?
the defendant, he's belligerent right now, and I don't like the attitude that.
Remember, your counterpoint to this is the question is who are you buying this
That's
year,
all-
not
like,
who are you
that's-
buying
And
in the
also, what
past.
quarterback are you do you want? Do you want Hurts or Love?
That
was the original
coming
question.
off
That
of
was well
last
done.
year. That's cute. It was cute how you
yeah.
tried, but no.
But how do you feel about the Packers versus the Green Bay? What do you feel? Or Packers Eagles? How do you feel about that?
No, I still, when I look at the Packers, I think this is a team in the NFC that is a Super Bowl contender. Like, I actually think my questions for Jordan Love were answered last year. So I feel really high.
See, that's the funny thing, because as a team, I'm going to side with the Packers because of the potential of what that defense can be.
Sir, goodbye. Absolutely.
Okay.
No, it's not confusing because Joe's on the opposite side too.
Yeah, I'm about to do the same thing.
You see what I'm saying? So
team-wise,
I'm
I would
high
go
on the
Green
Packers
Bay.
when you have all those first-round draft picks on defense. And we know that Green Bay Packer defense the last 2 years didn't live up to their capabilities. Now you have a defensive coordinator in Jeff Hafley. They could be better in that capacity. So which would make their team even more better than what they were in 2023.
So in summation, you are saying you are higher on Jalen Hurts because you believe he wasn't satisfied with last year, so he's just going to give it a better effort this year? That's essentially what your argument is to this question.
Exactly what I'm saying is that I'm higher on Jalen Hurts because their offense, in my opinion, is better than the Green Bay Packers offense.
The same offense that we saw for 2 months scuttle around.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I
think
Best
that's-
offensive line, best wide receiver group, better tight end group, running back, you can make your pick there. You can take Josh Jacobs or Saquon Barkley.
I'll give it to Saquon.
I think what you want to do with Philadelphia is look to buy low. You got to ask yourself, what were the problems with that team last year? Myriad, several problems. One of the keys to any player you talk to talks about what happened last year, coordinator situation. Both coordinators were in over their heads. So what did they do? They rectified. They got rid of both of them. They bring in Vic Fangio. They bring in Kellen Moore on the offensive side. Now, those might not be elite coordinators, but those are going to be upgrades. Those are going to be solutions to some of the problems they have. Right now, walk into this game in week 1 that's in Brazil. Philadelphia's a 1.5-point favorite, very small favorite. You walk around these hallways, everybody loves Green Bay. Greenberg won't stop talking about Green Bay. When Greenberg gives you the seal of approval, you want to start looking in the other direction. You saw what he did to the Jets. Philadelphia is an ultimate buy low for me. Right now, they put that point spread out there. They say Philadelphia -1.5. Everyone thinks of Philly. First thing they think, second half collapse. Everyone looks at Green Bay and they say, this is a team that's ascending. Apply that psychology. When we get closer to the start of the season, Philly's going to be out to prove something. Green Bay no longer the hunter. They're the hunted this season. They're not going to surprise anybody. I like Philadelphia to jump on him in that game in Brazil.
And we're also getting a healthier Jalen Hurts, right, than the version that we've seen in 2023. That zone read may be a little bit more in the factor now with a running back like Saquon Barkley. So I'm really looking forward to the Eagles and how they bounce back in 2024, Kmart.
Wait, you said you're higher on Green Bay or the Eagles?
I'm higher on Green Bay
Okay.
going into the season.
Okay. Because you said Philly.
He and I went a little, we made
you
it
said
very
that-
confusing.
okay,
Yes,
yeah,
it's
you guys
very
were very
confusing.
Joe just showed up.
Yeah.
But we
and that-
understand.
That's what
We
you
understand.
That's what I do. Probably
Each other are going though.
But then
Talk
you
to my
guys
wife,
were
she'll tell
actually
you
disagreeing. Yeah. And you're higher on Green Bay overall on the season.